Hi, today I thought we'd try drawing something fun and easy. Just a couple of tomatoes. You can find things around your house to draw to practice drawing. And the main thing to look for is something with pretty simple shapes and dark highlights and shadows. So on my first tomato, I see a big highlight on the right and it's dark on the left. So I can start shading in the left-hand side and a little shadow underneath. If you observe and draw simple things, then it's easier to draw things that are more detailed or complex. So on this tomato, I can shade it darkest to the left and then lighter to the right. So I can make my pencil a little bit lighter all the way over to the line that I drew. You can use any kind of pencil. You can use a drawing pencil such as a 2B or 4B pencil. You can use a regular school pencil, or I'm using a drawing pencil called Palomino, which I really like. Once you block in the light and shadow, you can continue to darken and lighten these areas using your pencil and eraser. You can also use a blending tool, such as your finger, a paper towel, a tissue, or this, which is called a blending stump, to blend in the areas of light and shadow and quickly fill in all the white spaces. You can do the same thing with your pencil, but this is a little bit faster. It gives a nice result pretty quickly. Since the tomato isn't really white on the right, it's colored in, I can go ahead and blend out that color to the right. Once you draw one thing that's round, you can draw pretty much anything that's round, like a baseball, an apple, any kind of round thing, a globe, a planet. Once you learn the different parts of shading and highlight. So in this case, you can see the light on the right and the darkness on the left. If we try another tomato, sitting a little bit to the right of the first one, and sitting upright this time, we can practice again with a similar shape and see if we can do that shading. So underneath, there'll be a dark oval. This is called the cast shadow. And then on the tomato, there will be a light area to the upper right. And then we'll start seeing the shadow getting a little bit darker as it goes around this tomato. This shadow is called a form shadow. A cast shadow will be underneath an object or next to an object. A cast shadow is the shadow that it makes. A form shadow is the shadow on the object itself made by its own 3D form. So you can see on the bottom left, I'm pressing a little bit harder and doing an extra layer of pencil to make that really dark on the side. Then I can use my blender, finger, or paper towel, or just more pencil to blend in all of those different shades using small circular motions and then bringing that out to the side. If I get a little bit messy, I can erase, and that's just okay. You can also make the tomato look more shiny by adding a little extra shine with an eraser. This type of eraser is a kneaded eraser. It's stretchy and you can make it into different shapes, but you can use any normal eraser for this. I like a kneaded eraser because you can make it into a fine point, or you can use a large area to erase. So if I have any little overlaps, I can erase that. But another thing that I can do is give this tomato a shine, so it looks very shiny in the upper area. So by erasing some of that pencil, I can give it a good shine. Just go around it a little bit more. The same with the other one. I can give that a little bit of a shine on the upper right. I can continue darkening down and lightening up until I'm happy with my drawing. Let's add one more tomato just to make sure we've got this technique down. So I could add one more on the right or one more on the left. How do you decide? Well, you could look at what you already have and say, what would look the most balanced? So this tomato is more detailed with little leaves on the top, and this one is just kind of off to the side. So maybe it would be a good balance to add one more to this side. 3, I think, is a good number for making things balanced. So this tomato could be a little bit farther back, so it's higher up on the picture plane. It could have a shadow underneath, some little leaves coming out the top, all spiky, wild looking. And then this tomato will make a dark shadow on it. But if the light is coming from the right, there'll be a shine on top. So we want to make sure to leave the top a lot lighter. This one will be the most shaded. It's far in the back, and it's behind the others. So looking at this, we can then blend it and then add more light and shadow as we need it. And then you'll have a nice picture of delicious tomatoes.